In the headlines, 26 farmers killed, several others missing in Niger boat mishap. Gunmen kill housewife, wound husband in Jalingo. Troops of Operation Hadarin Daji rescue 18 kidnapped victims in Kebbi, Zamfara states. And away from Nigeria, Morocco declares 3 days mourning after over 2,122 deaths in quake. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I'm Aisha Salihu. Thanks for joining us. We begin in Niger State, where at least 26 farmers have reportedly lost their lives, while several others are missing when a passenger boat capsized in Bajibo community in Mokwa local government area of the state. Reports say the victims were from Bajibo, Ekwa and Yankade communities of Mokwa local government area. The chairman of local government council, Jibrin Abdullahi Muregi, confirmed the incident, saying that 21 corpses had so far been recovered by local divers, adding that efforts were ongoing to rescue the remaining victims. Abubakar Akote reports that the incident happened on Sunday morning. Officials of the Niger State Emergency Management Agency, however, said they were collecting data to establish the number of passengers on board, although they confirmed the incident. And now joining us live via Zoom at this time to shed more light on the incident is Garba Salihu, who is the overseeing Director General, Niger State Emergency Management Agency. Welcome to News Update. Now, I'd like for you to bring us up to speed. Could you give us an update of what might have happened that caused this tragic incident?
Yes, as you rightly reported, the incident happened this morning at about 7:30 to 8 a.m. When farmers from three communities, Bajibo, Eka, and Yankade communities, were heading to their farms this morning. The number of persons that are on this boat is estimated to be over 100. There were women and children on board the inflated boat. The boat actually capsized because it came in contact, or it collided with underwater tree storm. And that is how the boat split into two, and the passengers were emptied into the waters. So far, rescue operations have been directed by His Excellency the Governor of Niger State. Local divers in conjunction with local government authorities, in conjunction with our men, are currently carrying out a rescue operation in that area. So far, 24 corpses comprising 19 women, 3 men, and 3 children have been recovered and have been buried. Over 30 of the survivors have also been rescued and
reunited with their families. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
That question again. Would you say the rescued victims have been reunited with their families?
Exactly. The rescued victims have been reunited with their families.
Okay. Now, just before we let you go, I'd like to know, what are the state and water emergency management agencies doing to avert this kind of incidents from recurring?
Yes, in Niger State, we've had our own fair share of this incident, where many lives are lost year in, year out. As a state government, His Excellency the Governor of Niger State have directed immediate collaboration with Nigerian Nigerian Inland Waterways to see how we can make water transportation safer in these our transregional rivers. Currently, we are trying to collaborate, or talking with the Nigerian Inland Waterways to see how we can get most of these underwater storm, which have continuously caused what we have on a yearly basis and have claimed a lot of lives.
Thank you so much. We have been speaking with Garba Salihu, who is the Overseeing Director General, Niger State Emergency Management Agency. And now away from Niger State to another sad event in Taraba, a housewife was killed and her husband wounded by gunmen suspected to be kidnappers in Jalingo, Taraba State capital, in the early hours of Sunday. Taraba State Police spokesman Superintendent Usman Abdullahi confirmed that the incident occurred at Mile 6 area in Jalingo Metropolis. He said the gunmen entered the house of one Balanko Alex Gamalia and shot him and his wife in an attempt to abduct them. Superintendent Usman Abdullahi revealed the wife died on the spot, while the husband Alex Balanko was wounded and he is now receiving treatment at a hospital in Jalingo. He said 2 persons, including a woman, were, however, abducted in the house. Superintendent Usman Abdullahi stated that police are on the trail of the kidnappers and appeal to residents to provide information to the police to enable them track down criminal elements in the society. And I'm still with security matters. Troops of the Joint Task Force in the Northwest Operation Hadarin Daji have again rescued more than 18 abductees in Kebbi and Zamfara states. A statement by the Operation Information Officer, Captain Yahya Ibrahim, said the successes were achieved on 9 September when the troops deployed at Forward Operating Base in Ankara local government area of Zamfara State successfully rescued 5 kidnapped victims after a gun duel with armed bandits along Ankara-Bagega Road in the troubled state. Ibrahim says the victims were abducted by armed bandits who blocked Ankara-Bagega Road and abducted several kidnapped persons in a truck while conveying goods from Bagega Market to Ankara Town. Similarly, the troops rescued 2 victims who were kidnapped from their farmlands. 6 kidnapped victims who escaped from their captives in Gando Forest were rescued by the troops. Preliminary investigation revealed that the victims were kidnapped from the Mahuta community in Kebbi State, northwest Nigeria, and have spent 10 weeks in captivity. All rescued victims were handed over to the appropriate authority to reunite them with their families. The Commander Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Hadarin Daji, Major General Godwin Motkut, who also is the General Officer commanding 8th Division of the Nigerian Army, Sokoto, commends the troops for their vigor, resilience, and prompt response to distress calls, which led to the rescue of the victims. And earlier we had via Zoom to give us an update Ambassador Ibrahim Tudu, Chairman, Coalition of Non-Governmental Organization in Zamfara State.
Especially in Zamfara, in this season is very difficult for the military and also very difficult for the community because of the rainy season and vegetation everywhere. And I think the military, we have to commend the troops for what they are doing. They are up and running and they are pursuing these criminals and they are recording successes. We have to thank them most sincerely for their efforts. And also the state government, that is Zamfara state government, for actually mobilizing the security agencies to make sure that they man the roads that they are following. But I can tell you that still there are issues with the security in the Northwest, especially in Zamfara State, because most of these things that are happening, you can see that they are rescuing kidnappers, kidnapped victims. While the general opinion of people is that the military should go after these bandits in their hideouts in the bush, which their locations are most of the time known, and we want the military to go after them. Most of what is happening is on the road. When they come, and they are now very daring, they come on the road, they kidnap, they go to the villages and enter in the night, they kidnap. So we want a situation where it's their hideouts. They are being smoked out, not actually fighting them on the road, because they have already come over to the villages and to the roads. So we are thankful to the military, and we are also asking the federal government to, as a matter of urgency also, to also transfer the command and control of the military to the northwest. Why not northwest? The command and control of the military should also be transferred, as it happened in the that directive was given by the former Muhammadu Buhari in the northeast. The theater of operation now is in the northwest, and we want the military to have more presence in the northwest so that they can checkmate the activities of cattle rustling, kidnapping, armed robbery, and other insecurities that are visible in states in the northwest: Zamfara State, Katsina State, Sokoto, and Kebbi states.
And that was Ibrahim Tudu, Chairman, Coalition of Non-Governmental Organizations in Zamfara State. And I'm still in line with security situation in Nigeria. The Northeast Governors Forum has raised the alarm that bandits operating in the Northwest region are slowly extending their activities to the insurgency-ravaged Northeast region. The governor said this during the 8th Northeast Governors Forum meeting held in Maiduguri, Borno State. The governors, in a communique read after the meeting, said the federal government needs to address the situation before it worsens insecurity in the region. The forum also noted that illegal mining activity in the northeastern states constitutes threat to the security situation, adding that it is a violation of the Land Use Act. The spokesman of the forum, Adamawa State Governor Umaru Fintiri, said the forum wants the federal government to address perennial flood, climate change, and deforestation in the region.
The forum is aware that some traditional rulers and other local authorities are conniving with the bandits, giving them shelter and cover to commit crimes within the sub-region. The forum unanimously resolved to decisively deal with any traditional ruler or community leader that is found to be harboring or conniving with the bandits. The forum noted with dismay the seeming neglect of roads and railway infrastructure, especially along the economic corridors that links the northeast sub-region to the rest of the country. The roads from Enugu to Maiduguri is in a deplorable state. Equally worse is the railway from Enugu up to Maiduguri, which has been destroyed. The forum is calling on the federal government to look into the situation and consider the reconstruction of this basic infrastructure along Enugu-Maiduguri economic corridor.
And on to crime in Jos. Noah Kekere, the doctor alleged to have removed a woman's kidney in Jos, has reportedly turned lunatic in police custody on Saturday evening. Kekere was arrested on Wednesday following a report at the Nasarawa Gown Police Division for alleged removal of the right kidney of Kehinde Kamal during a surgical operation in 2018. The State Police Command had earlier confirmed the arrest of Dr. Kekere on suspicion of organ harvesting. Trust TV's Adomusa reports that Kekere was rushed to the psychiatric unit of Jos University Teaching Hospital when he started exhibiting strange behavior in police detention facility. A police source said the doctor started tearing his clothes in the cell and started behaving like a mad person, and he was taken to the hospital handcuffed. Armed mobile policemen have taken over the psychiatric unit of the hospital. When contacted, the spokesperson of the State Police Command, DSP Alabo Alfred, didn't respond to the inquiry by our correspondent. Kekere had, before his arrest, been carrying out surgery at his Moruna Clinic and Maternity, located in Yanshanu community of Jos North local government area of the state. And now, away from security matters, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has urged the 36 state governors in the country to disclose details on spending of the 2 billion naira palliative recently disbursed to each state by the federal government, including the names of beneficiaries and details of the reliefs so far provided with the money. According to reports, the federal government recently disbursed 2 billion naira out of the 5 billion naira palliative package for each state of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory to address the impact of the removal of fuel subsidy. In the open letter dated 9 September 2023 and signed by SERAP Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwadare, the organization said it is in the public interest to publish the details on spending of the 2 billion naira palliative and any subsequent disbursement of funds to your government. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at Dambe Warriors League as it commences in Kano. Details of this story and more to come after the break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the news update on Trust TV. Now let's take a look at a recap of some of our major stories. We told you that 26 farmers killed, several others missing in Niger boat mishap. And gunmen kill housewife, wound husband in Jalingo. And on to more news stories. The Oyo State Independent Electoral Commission says all the 18 registered political parties will participate in the April 27th local government council elections in the state next year. The commission's chairman, Isiaka Olagunju, SAN, said this while featuring on Speak Out, an interactive program of Oyo State Correspondence Chapel held in Mokola, Ibadan. Sam Glory has more details.
Olagunju lauded the political parties on conduct of peaceful primaries, urging them to replicate such during election campaigns. On the possibilities of having electronic voting during the poll, Olagunju revealed that there is no provision for electronic voting in the current local government electoral law of the state. He added that electronic voting can only be possible if the Oyo State House of Assembly considers the review law to be presented to the House by the end of October 2023.
A cycle of responsibility, and we found out that all the 18 political parties have shown interest to participate in the election unlike before. This translated to what I said earlier, credibility, which means that all the political parties have confidence in you that the election will be ready.
The only body that can do that for us adequately and successfully is the media men. I've always maintained one thing, and I'm very glad. I will always continue to appreciate the government for giving this team to conduct the election. I have close relationship with all my other colleagues from other states. I know what they are going through, and I must confess that this state is different in terms of enthroning democracy at the local government councils.
They are very, very transparent with everybody. They treat everybody equally. You understand that? So I don't even need any special treatment as a member or as a candidate of the ruling party. No, even the last election, we campaign more than any other gubernatorial candidate or House of Assembly candidate because we believe that we have a pact with the masses.
Olagunju explained that the commission will continue to engage political parties and other stakeholders in the state in its quest to build on the success recorded on the year 2021 elections. He mentions that all the 18 registered political parties in the state have forwarded the names of their candidates to the commission.
We will now stand and by for election. So for this particular election that is coming next year, April, according to the timetable released by OISEC, so we have dotted all our I's, we have crossed all our T's, and we are just through with our party primaries, which has been adjudged as our unprecedented.
He also declared that the Commission has no power to create polling unit, adding that the Commission will only conduct election in the existing polling units in the state.
That's Oyo State preparing and looking forward to their local government council election next year. And away from that, the ancient martial art of Dambe has begun its league at the Dambe Arena of the Ado Bayero Square in Kano State with a new modern league structure. The inaugural league provides a system of promotion and relegation involving 18 elite fighters placed in 3 weight categories. Trust TV's Abdulaziz Ibrahim spoke to members of the Kano State Traditional Sports Association and Dambe fighters and filed in this report.
The birth of an organized Dambe Fighters League has always been a dream for lovers of the sport. Once achieved, the sport can be elevated from its grassroots origin to the grand stages of the world. The origin of Dambe is from Hausa people. We also want this sport to be embraced by all. That's why we are excited about the new development of this very organized Dambe Warriors League. For a very long time, we have wanted it. The Dambe Warriors League attempts to preserve and promote the essence of Dambe, the honor, the tradition, and the unyielding will of the fighters. Each weight division has 6 warriors that will fight in 5 circuits in Kano and Abuja over the next 3 months. The top 2 ranked warriors fight for the championship at a super fight, while the 6th warrior will be relegated. We have achieved progress in Dambe in Nigeria. I am a former Dambe fighter, and I know that now that fighters receive huge amounts as prizes, and they are now becoming more popular. It was not like that for us when we were fighting. We are more encouraged now that our names are on the league rankings. I hope to win my next fight so that I can be the champion of the lightweight division. The fights are more difficult now that it is a league, but I was able to subdue my opponent. I have nothing to fear in this Dambe's Warrior League, and I like it to continue this way. Beyond the applause and victories, the true triumph lies in the fighters who find purpose, the families who find support, and the communities that find unity. Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Trust TV News.
Talk about League of Traditional Sport Activities and now starting in Kano. Now, President Bola Tinubu will meet with the leadership of the United Arab Emirates to resolve the diplomatic dispute with Nigeria. The UAE authorities had in October 2022 slammed visa ban on Nigerians, coming shortly after the Emirates also suspended flights. Nigerian carrier Air Peace, which was also operating to Dubai, similarly suspended its flight as the UAE stopped issuance of visa to prospective travelers. In a statement on Sunday, Special Advisor, Media and Publicity to the President, Ajurin Galale, said President Bola Tinubu will meet with the leadership of the United Arab Emirates during a technical stopover in Abu Dhabi, UAE, after the President's departure from New Delhi, India. The statement said the meeting will serve as a follow-up discussion to address specific salient issues within the bilateral relationship after conversations held during a recent visit by the UAE ambassador to the President at the State House in Abuja. When he hosted Salem Saeed Al-Shamsi, UAE ambassador to Nigeria, at Aso Rock last month, the President had directed that issues affecting relations with the Emirates airline and issuance of visas to Nigerians should be immediately resolved, emphasizing that he stands prepared to personally intervene. And now away from Nigeria, Morocco have declared 3 days of national mourning after a deadly earthquake overnight. The death toll rose to 2,012 people early Sunday. A statement from the Interior Ministry said, Friday's 6.8 magnitude quake, Morocco's strongest on record, struck 772 kilometers, that's about 45 miles, southwest of Marrakech, wiping out entire villages in rural areas. The government reported at least 2,012 people were killed and more than 2,059 injured, many of them critically. Troops and emergency services scrambled to reach remote mountain villages where victims were feared trapped. Neighboring Algeria, which has had rocky relations with Morocco, opened its airspace, which had been closed for 2 years, to flights carrying humanitarian aid and the injured. Al-Haouz province, at the epicenter of the earthquake, suffered the most deaths, with 1,293, followed by the province of Taroudant with 452. With that, we've come to the end of the news update at this hour. Do not forget to follow us across all of our social media platforms and join our YouTube live stream for more news, documentary, and program. I'm Aisha Salihu. Thanks for your time.